Hi everybody, and welcome back to this week's inspirational video. So I decided to change things up a little bit this week, and for those of you that haven't seen the Hong Kong skyline, I am showing you bits and pieces of some of the awesome things that we get out in the city. Now, back to this week's topic, which is all about success. Now, today I don't want to talk about success in business. I actually want to talk about success in relationships. And I'm feeling the need to talk about this because I went for a walk the other day and I encountered what was basically like an episode of J-drama or K-drama, meaning Japanese or Korean drama. If any of you actually watch that, I am not judging you, but I'm just sharing with you my experience as a passerby. I was a pedestrian and walking alongside the water when I saw a couple get into a massive fight. Fight in the sense that I saw her beating his chest and he was speaking very loudly, trying to control the situation. And of course, I did understand what they were talking about. But most importantly, what I recognized in that moment was the very fact that a lot of people take for granted how much effort it takes to build something, whether that be financially, in your career, or in relationships. And people also underestimate how easy it is to break something. In fact, trust is so fragile. In that moment, I could see the pain in the woman's eyes as she was beating his chest and she was crying. She had tears streaming down her face. He evidently felt that it was over. It was a really, really sad scene. I felt my heart sink. I actually didn't want to stay and watch like everybody else was. For a minute, I was looking for the camera. I was like, oh, they must be filming, but it turned out no, it was real. And I caught glimpses of the conversation, which led me to believe that being open, being honest, and being vulnerable are really critical elements at any stage of our lives, because we need to live in full integrity with who we really are. But more importantly, when it comes to those romantic relationships, because when we don't show up as our true self, and then at one point it's like, ta-da, this is what I want. Wait a minute, I'm not getting what I want. Can you really blame the other person? That's like asking somebody to sign a contract with invisible ink clauses at the bottom where they couldn't see it, and then you force them to sign. It's absolutely dishonorable. And the lesson that I got as a passerby, walking through, trying to enjoy the fresh air and whatnot, I recognized that there is in each and every part of us something really, really fragile when it comes to relationships. And it's a fragile part that we hope the other person actually sees. But the other person will never actually see that part of us if we aren't willing to show them. And for those of you that have some form of professional image that you try to uphold, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes, especially in corporate, a lot of people are wearing a mask. They're a certain person when they're in the office, but they're somebody entirely different when they get home. And so they experience this teeter-totter of success, because if they're really successful at work, somehow they've paid for it in their personal relationships. I hear this a lot. And what if we could live in this happy place of equilibrium? What if we were the same person inside and outside? What if we showed ourselves in the same way to our colleagues and our clients as we do to our closest family members? You see, what I noticed in that particular scene that I had witnessed was this. She evidently had very high expectations towards the relationship. And if I heard correctly, she was expecting a proposal. And yet, he made it very clear that he had told her from the very beginning that he was absolutely uninterested in marriage. Now, the gentleman did look significantly older, and the young lady did look like she was probably 20s, definitely much younger than me. And I thought, wow, for two people to start anything and invest to a point where the woman is in absolute tears and yet not have heard each other about their most basic and fundamental needs and their baseline requirements, I was just shocked. I was blown away. I walked past by and I didn't look back. But it made me really reflect on how so many people go into so many things in life. Instead of eyes wide open, it's like half blindfolded. You know when you have a blindfold on and then you kind of pull one eye down? I'm not sure how you're currently living your life, but this week I would ask you to reflect on what parts of your life are you not being fully transparent? And is there a way that you can change your behavior so that you can become more transparent, more authentic, and more genuine? Because that's the only time when we'll be able to build the connections and intimacy that we truly desire with others. It's when we're willing to face ourselves. So that's it for this week. I will speak to you in next week's video. I hope you enjoyed the view. Bye!